up, little lovelies? Welcome to another fun and festive edition of Fab Little Dish. My name is Allie and thank you so much for joining us today. Today is going to be a really fun and cool guide for you all in order to get you all in the festive holiday spirit. I know this can be a stressful time of year, so I came out with 10 simple decor tips that will be sure to elevate your home into a Christmas wonderland. So be sure to take notice and take notes and do what you gotta do. Even if you are a seasoned decorator, I'm sure we all get rusty and it's fun to see other ways that other people are doing things. Or if you're just a newbie and you're trying to just dip your toes and do some simple things that are not gonna break the bank. This list has it all, and I think you're gonna really enjoy it. So buckle up your seatbelts and get your jingle bells on, because we're gonna go over the 10 simple Christmas decor tips to elevate your holiday space. First tip, invest in a hot glue gun. They're very inexpensive. You can get them at Amazon, you can get them at Walmart, you can get them anywhere, and the glue sticks are cheap too. That is going to be your best friend when you're unless you're perfect. When I unpacked my decorations, every year it happens, there's something that breaks. Just an arm off of Charlie. I have a little nativity scene and I have poor Charlie Brown's head got cut off. Like, it snapped off, so I need to, fix him. So that was probably the worst thing that broke, because it's a little sad to see him get decapitated. But anywho, I have a hot glue gun, and I also have Gorilla Glue. Gorilla Glue is really good. I might use it for that one, just so that you don't get it all glumpy. But hot glue gun specifically, I use a lot more, because luckily, I pack my stuff very delicately, and I will be doing taking all this down and organizing Christmas stuff and how to pack things so that things don't get damaged. I do like to take things down around New Year's, before certainly, because it's just time. Time to start getting into Valentine's Day. So anywho, I will be doing that video. That's gonna be a fun one. But I do pack my things very carefully, which I'll show you how to do in that video. But I also, I like to use the hot glue gun to really bring things to life. Old things that I might be considering throwing away, or things that I just, I don't know, that I want to just glue and do different stuff with. It's a hot glue gun, I mean, for gluing fabrics on stuff, for gluing snow on things, like the fabric snow on, I made a whole garland, and I'll show you a clip right here of me doing a whole garland, and it was a garland that was in my living room for years. I used it every year that I lived here. So about the last 5 Christmases, I had the same garland up, and it was from Home Depot, and I just held on to it for the longest time, and it doesn't really do what I want it to do anymore. It doesn't give the effect that I'm looking for, especially with the traditional, very traditional Christmas theme in this room specifically. I couldn't use that garland, so I got that nearly natural one from Kirkland's in here, and it's so spectacular. But with that one, I didn't want to just toss it. The lights also didn't work on it, so that was nice. But didn't find that out until later. But I wanted to do something with it, and I needed a garland in the candyland bedroom. So that was was a very green garland, and it was very traditional Christmas green fake tree. And I don't have those colors. They're very pastel and pink, and you saw the tree in there, it's very pink. And I needed to do something with it. And so I flocked it. There is a hint of green in it, which I like. I think it complements, it's almost like a pastel-y kind of green, especially when the lights are on. I strung it with some old-fashioned big bulb multicolored lights, because I had the tree is white in there, the white lights, and I needed to bring some more color to make it more candylandy. It just looked like a little girly paradise in there. Didn't scream Candyland until I put that garland up. So that is just one of the fun things that I did this year. Probably my most fun though, just because I tried to be a little more frugal this year. I cut back. I realized I don't need everything because I'm always gonna have wants and needs. We all are. So I wanted to really take my time with pieces and bring them back to life if I could, or hand them down to someone else who I know would appreciate them. So yeah, that's that tip. And that's your tip number 2 is kind of related to what I was just talking about, which is garlands are everything. Garlands are so amazing, which is why I wanted to use my hot glue gun to bring one back to life, because I love putting them throughout my home. I love putting them in entryways. I love putting them on the front doorways. If I could, I would put them literally in every single doorway that I have, but they are expensive, which is why it's good to be thrifty with them when you can. But also, you know, going back to the hot glue gun thing, I put a ton of ornaments on it. So that really is what made it candylandy, and I used so much glue from it. I don't know if I finished that part of that tip, but I think you can kind of piece it together of what I used it for when you saw the clip there. It was a lot of glue. And so I don't necessarily like to have garlands all that crazy and done up. That one was very intentional. However, I do love the southern styling tip of garlands that I picked up from visiting some old plantation homes in the South in New Orleans last year. We went during Christmas time, and it was so cool to see some of those decorations. They loved having their garlands. All these Richie-roos love to have them from the floor, like hitting the floor on each end. So it really just makes an impact. It makes a statement. It really makes the room come to life for Christmas. It just kind of brings it all together, if that makes sense. It like hugs you right in. So I put garland in my kitchen. I put garland here, but I did a simple garland in the living room because I did a lot of other things within. I will do a heavy garland if I have not a lot of decor, which didn't happen this year. But that is your second tip, is garlands are everything. Your third tip is to hang large ornaments from the ceiling. Of course, you want to make sure that these are light so that they don't fall down and knock someone out, but it's really simple to do. Of course, I say that because my boyfriend is very tall, but I could do it if I had a taller ladder. I like to string invisible string, fishing string. It's from Amazon. I get a whole bunch of it, and I just string it a loop into the ornament, and then I string it up and tack it into the wall, or I use these little Scotch things that don't damage the ceilings. But I do like these ones with hooks because then I reuse them, because I do hang things from the ceilings throughout the seasons. It really happens throughout each holiday. That's what it's turned into. But in Candyland bedroom, we have a bunch of confectionery treats. We have the cupcakes, the pastel ball ornaments. You really want to make sure that you're sticking to your theme and the color palette so that you're not overdoing it or making it too busy. So the gingerbread, the gumdrops, all of that really complements everything well, and it's all sticking within the same palette, which is those pastels. And then for the traditional Christmas nostalgic cozy living room, I wanted to keep that very simple, as is true to that theme, and we just did red and green ball ornaments up there, and not even a whole lot of them, because I wanted the tree and the decor on the shelves and just kind of everything else to speak for themselves, not have too much of a busyness. And I didn't do anything in the kitchen, but that's because I did hang up some garland instead all over. But that's a different tip. But that is your third tip, is hanging large ornaments from the ceiling. And you can do paper cutout snowflakes as well. You can have your kids make things and hang them up. I do a whole bunch of stuff for Halloween too, but for Christmas, you could do little candy canes. There's so many things you could do. Well, I did have to stand in front of my favorite tree for this one. This is your fourth tip, and it's really 2-in-1 tips, but it is all involving TLC for your artificial trees. And I had to stand in front of my favorite tree. This is my favorite tree this year, and it was new. So I shopped early. Again, see, it's coming into everything for the all of these things that were on it. But especially if you are gonna be doing something with your trees and you wanna make the biggest impact and really give them dimension, is adding picks to them. So, or stems, they're kind of called different things. I think picks are the smaller ones and stems are the longer ones. So, and you can do it of different sizes. I would stick to like, I don't know, I'm hesitant to even say that. I wanted to say like 3 or 4 maybe per tree, at most, because you don't want to have too many things going on. But if you have a huge tree, you can put like some sparkly things just sticking out of it too. But this is a 7 foot, and so I did, let's see, I have 1 theme of picks, 2 themes. I did 2 themes of picks, and then I did 1, 2 picks, 2 themes of the picks, and 2 of the stems, 2 of the big, longer stems. I did themes. So I did 4. I did 4 in just this 7 footer. So yeah, you could definitely do more depending on how big your tree is. And I got a lot though per. I didn't want to have too much going on. As I was putting those in though, and I don't know if these count, these big lollipops, but as I was putting them in the tree, I realized I didn't even really need any ornaments. So that made me but I had to put them on because come on, and I had them all. So I had acquired them throughout the year. So, but I'm just saying that's an easy thing. You just put picks in. You don't even have to, and they're at Hobby Lobby, they're at Michael's, they go on super clearance, and you can decorate a whole tree with them. So that's a really great tip. And then the other one, that's the TLC, and I just think that is giving your tree love, especially you're making it look more full. And that's what leads into the other tip within this tip. And that is to really take your time fluffing your branches. So and if you don't have an artificial tree, then just don't even listen to this one because it doesn't apply. The picks though does. So the first part of this tip. But when there's so many people and so many reviews that I see on Amazon for trees that I've even bought, that they just take a picture and they're like, oh gosh, it wasn't fluffy at all. It was so thin and bare and empty gaps and spaces, and it didn't look like that it looks like they took it out of the box and maybe pulled a few branches out and called it a day. And that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take your time with your branches. So that's the second tip within this tip about your TLC for your trees, and really just how to give it impact in an inexpensive way. That just like boggles my mind though. So, maybe people genuinely just don't know that. So I wanted to make sure that was just a tip to just take your time. And even when I think I'm done, if I take a break and come back, I see different gaps and different branches that I might have missed, especially if it's a big tree. So this one was amazing. I didn't have to do much, but it was its first use. The more uses you have of your tree, the more years you put it away and take it back out, the more just bending it around is gonna loosen things up and make things not as full. So you're gonna really have to take your time. That's also where you could use flocking to bring it back to life, or just making it look different or more full in certain areas. So, or I even like to do flocking if I got the wrong colored Christmas string lights and I have a white tree and I need to flock it. So that kind of stuff, it comes in handy. So I guess that's another tip within this one. But yeah, just really love your trees. They will love you right back. They are the centerpieces of every room. And for whatever your theme is, pick some picks and stems, really add that dimension to your trees. I promise that is gonna be a gold mine for just making such a beautiful tree without any ornaments. And then also make sure to just take your time when you're fluffing out the branches, pull them from left to right and up, and I pull them in all kind of directions, just wherever they're going, just to make sure they're all fluffing. But it does take time, and it takes longer the bigger the tree is and the older it's getting. So love your trees. So by now, you've probably realized that I like to theme my wall decor and swap out my art for whichever holiday it is given that time of year. So you could do that in a lot of different ways. You don't have to go and buy some expensive artwork. This big one of Santa behind me was from Walmart. I think it was like 10 bucks or 12. I can't remember, but again, early shopping pays off. That's not the tip though. Although that's a bonus tip. Oh, I just gave you the bonus tip. Boom. So it's a good thing you were tuning in right now. So anywho, we can go into that one again later. But you don't have to just do that. You can also print some really cute images that you find online. You can buy digital files from literally look for whatever you want on Etsy, and you can find digital files of it, download them, have them printed at Walgreens or CVS or wherever, or yourself if you have a printer. I always just have them do it because it's nice to get duplicates and send as gifts. If you want to include some family pics in there as well. I like to print out some old holiday family photos too, so those also can serve as nice gifts. But yeah, you can just, anything that makes you feel nostalgic, that gives you evokes some kind of a memory, or just makes you feel happy inside. That is the kind of stuff to put up on the walls. And it just takes effort and time and not money, not a lot of it at least. So you will love that tip, and it's an easy one. So make sure to do that. You can even wrap some existing paintings or portraits or things that you have on the wall with wrapping paper. I've seen people do that, or maybe just alternate doing a couple of them. That's a really cute idea too. I actually was thinking of doing that for my gallery wall, but I didn't want to take them down. They're too perfectly placed for right now, but that would be a cool thing to consider. So there's I'm thinking of new things as I'm just kind of running with it. So wall art and finding inexpensive ways to do it, but my go-to is to go online, specifically to go to Etsy so that you can be specific with what you are looking for. I have these beautiful prints that I made, my pinkmas closet. If you haven't seen that video, make sure to tune in because I go all depth, every corner of this pinkmasness, and I printed out some really cute, unique, vintage pink prints that were very Christmassy and just lovely. And I got a lot of comments on them, and a lot of people have loved them so far. So that's just an easy, big one for you. But that was your 5th tip. We're on number 5. Going on to number 6. That was your 5th tip. We're in the midway point, and please make sure to give me some comments and let me know your thoughts so far, and hit the like button if you've been enjoying these tips. I hope you've been enjoying. So string lights are your 6th tip, adding string lights and lots of them. And what I mean by that is you can do a lot with string lights rather than just put them in the front of your home or put them on your Christmas tree. You can actually just put them inside your home. These I think are supposed to be outdoor lights I got at Target, and they're icicles and they're so cute. They really make Santa's bakery kitchen come to life, and it just makes that North Pole corner right up there so magical. And sometimes it just looks like it's sprinkling snow because I have the snowman blow mold on top of the fridge right here, so it really blends everything together really well. And it's normally pretty dark in this corner, so that makes it sparkly and magical and really goes with the entire theme of the kitchen. And you can also string them within garlands. I always add more lights to my pre-lit. I always get pre-lit Christmas trees because it's always good to just start with that base. And I feel like the factory just puts them on just so much better than I ever could. I'm being honest. So that, putting them on your tree for sure. I like to even do multi and white lights. That's what I did in the kitchen. I might even do that on the pink tree one year, who knows, because that's got a white base too. I usually like to get the white light base for the tree and then either get more white lights or multicolored to string around them. So, but you can put string lights everywhere. You can put them on shelves. I like to put them on my counters, on the countertops, anywhere that is a dark little corner where you have decor and you really want to highlight and show it when it's in kind of a dark space. Putting some lights are great. And there's even just I have some that are, you use a little remote control and it turns them on and off, little string lights, or some are battery operated. HomeGoods had a ton of them this year, everybody had them. And so I would suggest finding short ones when you can, because usually I find really long ones, and that's good for garlands, but even so. So string lights are really great for countertops, tabletops, but you can do anything with your string lights. Everything really comes to life in a different magical way, your Christmas decor, when it's nighttime. So string lights really just complement everything else that you have going on and really add a different element of coziness to the space. So definitely invest in a lot of string lights. So decor tip number 7 is one that I really need to practice what I preach, because I haven't even done it yet, which is why I'm not pointing the camera low enough to show underneath my tree. Right now I have people's presents under there that I need to wrap, but that is, as I'm filming this, it is at the very end of November, and I like to have everything wrapped through the month of December. So you will see how that looks. I am gonna show what last year's tree looked like though in a quick little photo, just in an effort to get this video out quickly to you, but you'll see in future videos too of what it looks like under my tree. But wrapping presents and keeping them under the tree, even if they're empty, wrapping presents early, or if they're just empty boxes. HomeGoods had a lot of cute boxes like this one. They had like a set of them and they were so cute. Target also had one like, oh gosh, see there's a lot of presents like these, and I'm gonna take it out of the plastic, and even if I don't use it for somebody's gift, just to have it under the tree so that there's not a bunch of empty space, and it just, you want it to look like Santa arrived early the whole time your decor has been up, at least in December for me. I feel like it's still kind of like scrambly. There's like last minute things that need to be glued, like stuff like that happens in November, along with Thanksgiving. But I'm gonna be wrapping that and having it done so that it looks like Santa got here right at the beginning of December. And that means I have a whole month to enjoy just looking like I have a full tree. And that means when you take out the presents for your friends and family, when you come home, it's not an empty tree until the first of the year. So that's also nice. It's less depressing, I'd say. So yeah, that's a great tip. Just to, even if they're empty boxes, make sure you have some wrapped gifts and put them under the tree, and just might as well just do your gift wrapping early so that it's out of the way, because it's a mission every year, at least for me. It's one of my least favorite things to do. So anywho, that is that tip, and on to the next. Your 8th tip is to buy some inexpensive snow for that added effect. And this can be flocking, which you can use on garlands to bring them back to life, as I was talking about in another tip for the hot glue gun, and the garland one, but also just to cover your tabletop so that it looks like a fresh coat of snow just fell on your decor, especially if you've got a village scenery or gingerbread houses or any kind of confectionery display. Having that as a base, or at the very least a really cool table runner to complement the other colors in the room, really work well. But I've always found that a white snow base, just the blanket, the thin blanket, really goes a long way. And you can even use that snow for your trees to fill gaps. That snow goes a long way. You can put them on countertops. I really like to fill every nook and cranny so that it looks like Christmas everywhere. And this is really how I kind of get that extra effect. And this is on sale all the time throughout the season at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Walmart. So definitely get some faux snow. The 9th tip for easy Christmas decor ideas that will give you that maximum impact is to swap out your linens, blankets, and pillows. Really, this is a great way to infuse holiday cheer into any space, and it really brings any of your themes that you're going for in each room really to life. It really complements them well. So you can do anything with patterns. You can just do classic reds and greens if you want to have your decor speak more for itself, but just make sure you're swapping things out so that your linens are fresh, you have some cute Christmas blankets for your dog to nap on, and you have lots of little fun themed pillows to just make things extra cozy. I know Penny looks forward to her different blankets each and every year, and you definitely have seen her on some of them in these videos. So just wanted to give you a quick little overview of some of my favorite things that I've done to swap out my linens and textiles, and that also includes what I have over the bed. Just a simple glittery piece of fabric from Amazon that really makes it look like the room is snowing, and the Candyland backdrop in the window in the Candyland room, that absolutely brings the theme to life in there. So if you really think about what to do, you can make it happen. Even a Hello Kitty bathroom with a Hello Kitty shower curtain. So that is your 9th tip, and I can't believe that we're almost to the last one. So the 10th tip, and probably my most favorite tip, is to thrift. And I'm showcasing some of my favorite pieces that I have gotten when I am thrifting for Christmas items, or just thrifting throughout the year and happen to stumble upon Christmas items. Antique stores, estate sales, and thrift stores, they are just so good for Christmas decor, because people want to offload Christmas decor, especially if it's a time of year where they don't want to even look at it. Ornaments are really my big thing my big score I get. I get little vintage sparkly bows, little vintage Hallmark ornaments, that snowman, the pink house, and the pink Cadillac a little earlier. Those were Hallmark. Oh, this is a cute little bell from Joanna Parker. I found him at a thrift store right near my house. I fell in love with him. This is a beautiful tapestry frame with a tapestry in it. I think I'm gonna swap out the tapestry because it's fading out, but look how gorgeous that is to just have some cute Christmas accents next to it. I love it. And then this I also found, it's a Mr. Christmas item, and I have a cute little wreath that I scored, and just fun little knickknacks here and there. Those little copper things for the wall, those are faux. I have real ones for my grandma, but those are just good for that. And then I got all my most of my oil paintings from a thrift store, and look at how gorgeous. And then this is a cute post box, Santa's post box that I found, and I just put the little bells on in front of it to give it some flair. This is my favorite thrift item piece, and it is a candelabra that hangs up on the wall. It is gorgeous. I put some candy on it, an easy bake oven ornament. Some of the best ornaments I've gotten have been from thrift stores. Pasta. Just take a look at these and enjoy. Make sure you thrift throughout the year. Make sure you always keep Christmas in mind, and that is how you're gonna be able to score those magical, unbelievable treasures at an incredible price. I really hope that you all enjoyed those 10 tips that I came up for you all to elevate your Christmas cozy space, that are not gonna break the bank, that hopefully make your lives a little less stressful during holiday preparations and seeing family and parties and all of the goodies that come along with the holidays. It's a lot, and I know we want to all get our decorations out, or at least do a little bit. So this list hopefully showed you that you don't need to do a whole lot in order to really make your space a holiday wonderland and pretty magical. So make sure to leave me some comments also and let me know your thoughts. If there's anything I left off the list, or if you think that there was something in particular that you didn't know, let me know. I think that would be really fun for me to read through. I try to get back to your comments as soon as I can. I've been better about it. And as a New Year's resolution, but starting early, I'm going to continue to be better about it. Promise you that. And I am going to be I continue to put out videos every Monday. I've been trying to do one every Thursday. Didn't with Thanksgiving last week, but trying to get in that cadence as well. So make sure to hit subscribe if you already haven't, and that notification bell so that you can stay tuned for all of the fun things coming your way. I'm gonna be doing some travel videos also of Christmas decor in other cities from just recent travels and local ones too. So it's gonna be a really fun, magical ride. I'm so stoked to be on this holiday journey with you. And until next time, you all enjoy the holidays and take care. Bye.